So I think we've all seen street performers playing at the subway stations, train stations, on the streets, on sidewalks, etc. And most of the time they are pretty awesome, but their rigs suck because they tend to be uncomfortable, too big, too bulky, too heavy. Sometimes they need to be plugged into an outlet and they don't really have access to that. Or sometimes the batteries just don't last as long as they need to. Hell, I even remember a guy that rigged up a car battery so he could power up his amplifier so that he could play for longer on the street. And that's pretty ridiculous. That guy got so fed up with his rig that he rigged up and schlepped a car battery as heavy as that is so that he could just focus on playing without having to worry about the battery dying. So yeah, when I saw that guy and pretty much everybody else, I thought, there's gotta be a better way. And this might be it. So hello everybody and welcome to a new video and welcome to my channel where we talk about everything music from death metal to Queen and everything in between. So of course, street performance is just one of the examples of the uses you can have for a portable guitar amplifier. I remember back in college I used to have like 2-3 hours between classes and I had nothing to do. So one day I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna grab a guitar, I'm gonna take it there, I'm gonna sit on one of the benches and just practice my ass off. Because of course I was a music major, so I needed to sight read, I needed to, work on some jazz chords, stuff like that, and it would actually take up a lot of my time when I got home. So of course I needed to take advantage of that downtime, those 2-3 hours I was doing basically nothing. So what I would do back then is that I actually had a Vox amp plug that I would plug into my guitar and then to headphones and practice that way. But I really wished I had something with speakers because hearing fatigue is a thing. So then I bought a Roland Microcube, which was really cool, but it would drain the batteries constantly. And also it was actually pretty heavy, so I went back to using the amp plug, which wasn't ideal, but it did the job. And that's just another example of many. So when the guys at Lekato reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a video on this stuff? It just took me back to those days. And I just thought, man, how I wish I had the options we have now back then. Anyway, let me show you a super awesome way to sound great on the go for cheap. Enter the Lekato AG04 mini guitar amplifier. Okay, so before we unbox this thing, let me tell you about it a little bit. So it's got 5 watts of power and it's got two 1 3/4, so 1.75 inch speakers. And it's got a polymer lithium battery, which is supposed to get fully charged in about 3 hours, but it lasts anywhere from 7 to 8 hours of running time. So yeah, that's pretty awesome if you're a street performer or if you're on the go. Alright, so let's open it up and let's see what it comes with. It comes with, of course, the owner's manual, which is basically going to tell you the specs of it. Of course, a cable, which I already dropped, and it's a USB-C to USB-A cable, and the amplifier itself, which is pretty well packaged. And it's very tiny and very light, which I appreciate because if you take this on the go, you can probably just toss it into the gig bag. One of the things I really like about this thing is the fact that you can actually take the grill off. So if you want to record and this is on the way, you can actually mic it up perfectly and know exactly what it is that you're doing. I don't know if you're actually going to record a lot with this, but it's cool to have the option. Now, as far as the knobs go, very simple, straightforward, 3 knobs. You've got a volume knob, tone knob, and a gain knob. And this is a 2-channel amplifier, so you get a clean channel and an overdrive channel. I don't think you can foot switch it, but it's cool to have. It's just a button away. You also have headphones out, so if you want to be really quiet, you can do that. Or if you want to power up a different speaker, you can use that into the input of the other speaker and be even louder if you need to. And then this button here, which says power, it's also power and Bluetooth. So it is Bluetooth compatible. You can actually play music through this as well. So I mean, pretty complete for the price. Of course, I'm going to link to this in the description box below and probably pin a comment with the link of it. It is going to be an affiliate link, so if you do purchase it through that link, the channel is going to get a very small commission. And of course, every bit helps, but I gotta tell you, this thing here is $29.99. It's less than $30 plus tax. So yeah, there's a lot of bang for your buck. Now, take a look at it. It's pretty slick. And it's super light. It probably weighs less than, a guitar pedal. But Pat, how's it sound? Let's find out. Okay, so here we go. Cable goes into the input of the amplifier. We press and hold the power button and boom goes the dynamite. Alright, so let's see what it sounds like. We'll, of course, start it out on the clean channel. Okay, so I don't want to rig it up so that it sounds completely awesome like a lot of YouTubers do. I just really want to show you what it sounds like and what your experience is going to be while playing it. Okay, so this is what the guitar sounds like without the amplifier engaged. The amplifier is right down here, and then the mic is right here. You can hear my guitar, and you'll hear a blend between the guitar and the amplifier, so you can actually hear what it sounds like in the room. Okay, so I've got no volume. Here we go, volume up. Actually pretty nice. That's with the tone all the way down, so let's open up the tone. Also, this is less than half the volume of it. Let's bring the volume up as well. Okay, so that's about 50%. That's decent. Let's bring it up all the way up. I want to see if it cracks up and distorts or not, if it stays clean. Okay, so this is as loud as it gets. YouTube is probably going to compress the volume of it, but it sounds like this. Okay, so we get a little bit of clipping, we get a little bit of distortion, but also keep in mind the fact that these are very hot pickups. So I'm just going to coil split it so that it sounds a little bit more Stratty-like, and it's probably going to have less gain, so let's see what that sounds like. Way cleaner. I actually dig that clean. Clean is really nice. It's not super loud, but I have the gain all the way down as well on the clean channel. So let me bring the gain up and let's see how much breakup we get out of it. Okay, so this is gain at about 50% on the clean channel. That's on the Strat setting, way louder. Still cleanish. Gain all the way up. Now I actually forgot to set the tone, so it's still all the way down. Let me bring that up a little bit. This is 50% of tone. All right. Okay, so it got louder as we brought the tone up because it's a lot brighter, but now it's breaking up a lot. So I'm going to back off of the gain a little bit. Okay, so back to 50% of the gain, and I'm going to leave the tone at 50%, and I am going to keep the volume all the way up. Let's see how loud that is. It is loud. Alright, so far so good. Let me just bring the tone all the way up so you can hear it. It's probably going to be brittle as f***, but you gotta hear it. That's very bright, but let me get out of the Strat setting. Let me go back to humbucker. Okay, it got quiet. So yeah, the gain is doing its thing. Let me just back off of the tone a little bit, and let me back off of the gain a little bit before we try out the distortion or overdrive channel. Not bad at all. Let's try out the overdrive channel. Okay, so let me just bring everything back down just in case. Well, I'm actually going to leave the tone at about 50%. Alright, so no volume. Volume. This is with the gain at 0. Volume at about 50%. That is not bad at all. That's a nice crunch. You can actually back off of it a little bit too and do some AC/DC stuff. Bring the volume up. Cool. Let's bring the gain up. This is the volume again at about 50%. Let's bring the gain up. Let's see if we can play some metal. It's actually not that bad. Let's bring the gain all the way up. It's probably going to get ridiculous, but we gotta try it. Hey, that's not bad at all for $29.99. Not bad at all. You can definitely play around with this thing and have a lot of fun. Pretty much like every mini amp I've tried, it lacks a little bit of gain, you know, especially for the solos and stuff like that, but you can always fix that by adding a guitar pedal to it. But again, for $29.99, you really can't beat it. You can also listen to music on it and play around with backing tracks by using Bluetooth on your phone, so that's actually super cool. Alright, so let's set it up and try it out as a Bluetooth player. Okay, so all you gotta do is just press it on, so press and hold so it turns on. Then once it's on, you just press again, just tap it and wait for that to come out. And then you just look for it on your phone, and here it is, AG04, and bam, we're connected. Alright, so we'll just grab a random backing track. This one is called Devilish Southern Rock Guitar Backing Track, Jam in D minor. So, of course, we can control the volume from here. Here we go. We can bring it down, we can bring it up. And this is what the guitar sounds like with the track engaged. I could definitely go out there and make some money just doing that. That would be awesome. Now the really cool thing about this is the fact that if you bring the volume of the guitar all the way down, so the amplifier all the way down, it does not affect the volume on your Bluetooth channel. So it's basically like two different channels. You can bring the volume up or down on your phone or whatever Bluetooth device you have, and then mix accordingly with the volume of your guitar. Now, it wouldn't be a street performance dream rig if you have to like haul around and trip over your cable. So the awesome guys at Lekato actually sent me this along with the amplifier so that we can be completely wireless and be able to move around and really entertain the people that are just walking by and catching the musician play on the go. So this is the JW06 Lekato wireless guitar system, and the cool thing about this particular model here, because they actually make many, is the fact that you can actually charge the box and it works as a power bank. So if you actually run out of juice, all you need is to plug into this, and if this is charged, it'll charge the transmitter and receiver without you having to go back home and charging it again. again. Now, because of the fact that I suspected that this amplifier, you know, from experience was going to lack a little bit of gain, I asked the guys at Lekato to send me something to, you know, just push me over the cliff, just give me that extra oomph I always need for soloing and stuff like that, and so that I could boost the input of the amplifier and get better sustain and maybe even a little bit more volume. And they were awesome enough to send me this pedal right here, the B Breaker, their version of the Blues Breaker, which is awesome because it's tiny, it's light, it's portable, but the one thing it's got against it, at least for this video purpose anyway, is the fact that it does not run on a 9-volt battery. It has to be plugged into a wall. So that would defeat the purpose of it being awesome for, you know, on the go, but it can still push the amplifier and you can still get some awesome tones out of it. So just for the sake of it, let me plug it in and let's hear what it sounds like. Okay, so here we go. I have the wireless going into the amplifier so that I can move this around and not be worried about it falling over. And I plugged in the actual physical cable to my guitar. So now it sounds like this. That's the amplifier itself. I'm gonna back off of the gain a little bit. Turn that on. Okay, so the first I'm going to do is try it out as a TS9 the way I use it. So I've got the tone at about 60%, the volume all the way up, and the drive all the way down. Now it sounds like this. I like the fact that it compresses a lot. You get more compression and of course you get more sustain. Check this out. But now if you need more gain, you can just bring that up. So let's get a little bit of drive going. So if you've got like a light touch, like sometimes I do, it's better to just bring the drive a little bit up. And this is with the gain on the amplifier at about 60%. It's not even all the way up there. And now it sounds like this. You can definitely do some sweeps. Bringing the gain all the way up on the amp. Bringing the gain all the way up on everything. Alright, it can get a little crazy there. It's a lot of gain. All the gain of the pedal to all the gain on the amplifier and it just goes berserk. Let's bring down the gain on the amp. Let's get both of them at 50%. And there you have it. You can definitely do a lot of stuff with not a lot of money. Anyway guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop me a like if you did. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know, what do you think of this rig? Would you ever use it? Did you ever need to use something like this? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel like a man if you haven't yet. And if you enjoy the content and you want to help support the channel big time, please consider becoming a patron to the channel. Little goes a long way. We surely do appreciate it. Links in the description box below. I'll see you guys next time. Pat out. Metal on, dudes.